we're currently as live as a concert or a live professional sporting event.
There we go.
I gotta share it real quick. Championship rounds. Oh shit. Sorry, gentlemen. We're about to kick
You're
off.
good, man.
I wouldn't say good. Wildly mediocre is more comes to mind, but I get what you're saying.
Well, I guess I gotta change my title since these guys aren't on here.
The washer's done.
Yes, sir. I guess you can hear that, huh?
You had to load up in that LG washer right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It came with the house. I must say that it is nice. Guess that's a world-known jingle, huh?
I mean, if you got an LG washer, it is. I definitely got one as well. So yeah, there's no denying it.
I thought LG made phones.
There's my
Any
TV's
washer?
LG. My TV's LG. My soundbar's LG. My washer's LG.
Hey,
Walking,
mine too.
walking
Your
spokesperson.
penis is LG. He's a little guy.
Large, not
Life's
X.
good.
No,
He
don't put
said
any.
large.
Yeah, don't put any X's in there. Don't put any X's in there. But I'll at least take large. But no, you can't throw any X's in there, that motherfucker.
All right, guys. I can't afford to stand on ceremony because we got delayed so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the show.
I apologize.
Go for it, man.
No, you're good.
The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time. The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles. The LA Lakers. Back to throw Montana. Stepped up throw. This fight is over. Floyd Mayweather has a knockout victory over Ricky Hatton.
Relaxed and smiling.
Oh! He slept right there! Conor McGregor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world!
Come on, mic off! Put the countdown mic off! Hell no!
Oh crap, guys! I
Living
the
literally
dream, buddy.
started the whole show and had
With us
everybody
muted.
muted. Anyways, NFL wildcard weekend. I messed up. Players mess up. Eric, you can attest for that. Players mess up all the time, right?
Standard.
Every
All right,
day.
so exactly. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Reach my threshold of 50 subscribers. And it's onward and upwards to 100. That's right. That's the next goal. So we're gonna get that off of there. Again, since I messed up, how you guys doing today?
Doing well, man. Happy to be here.
Living the dream, homie.
Yeah. And if in case you guys didn't get the intros, I got the usual suspect, Easy E, Eric Workman, and of course, a first timer here, hopefully first of many. That'd be Lord Nate of House Stark. All right.
What's
So,
going on?
anyways, I'm not going to stand on ceremony because it took us a long time to kick off today. I'm not going to get into any of that. The first thing we're here to break down, guys, I know that you're aware. Get this up here. I know that you're aware. The Colts, the final week of the fucking season, they
Man,
were tasked with one thing. What was that task? Either one of you can jump off. What was that task?
just
Win
win.
in.
Just win.
And what was the kicker of that task being just win?
The worst team in the NFL?
The worst damn team in the league.
Oh,
You know what I
man.
mean? The worst team in the league. You were being touted as a problem entering the playoffs. But you know what? You didn't even make the playoffs. Listen, I want you guys to reflect on this. But first, I don't know if you guys had the pleasure of seeing, the game post-mortem like I had, the privilege of. I got some insights here of the old ball coach. He had a lot to say after the game. And, they asked him a lot of questions that he probably didn't want to answer. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think about this tough loss against the worst team in the league and how this old ball coach handled it. Without further ado.
I
Gave
just
them the
can't
friggin'
believe it.
game. In my opinion, that sucked. Holy, I don't know who the hell we think we are. That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that. Pitiful. It was horrible. Horrible. Then we couldn't cover kickoffs the first half. Our defense played pretty damn good, considering.
Yeah.
I thought the officiating was below average today. I'll
But
take
he
a
did.
fine for that. I don't give it. It's normally below average. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball.
Close the door.
Couldn't complete a pass. The second half we couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our ass totally kicked. What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Classic.
All right, guys. So obviously things didn't go the Colts' way. Nate, you're a first timer. I'm gonna let you go ahead and start. What is your takeaway from this debacle, for lack of better words?
I think they 100% didn't take them as a real threat. I think they went in there thinking they were going to walk all over them, weren't taking it serious, thinking it was a sure in, and Carson Wentz's true colors came out, and we saw Carson Wentz for what he really is. It's, terrible since Jonathan Taylor had season for the history books, and it's just
All for naught.
just all for nothing. It's just everybody kept talking about no one wants to play them in the playoffs. They're for sure going to the playoffs. This and that. They beat the Patriots a couple weeks ago with a good game, and this happens. It's just still unbelievable. Obviously not a Colts fan, but I don't dislike them, and it's just hard to believe. Like I said, Jonathan Taylor, man, that dude is a beast. Good player, good dude, good teammate. Seems like DeForest Buckner, obviously, he'll always have a place in my Niner heart. He's had a good season too. Just all that for nothing. So it's something's got to change for sure. Carson Wentz, he's not the answer. I don't think Frank Reich is either. So we'll have to see how that goes. See what the offseason brings.
Well, one Philly Rivers wasn't the answer either. Eric, what's your take?
I mean, these guys need new sheets. They shit the bed all across the board. I think it's too easy to place the blame at the at Carson Wentz and the coach's feet, but I mean that's going to happen. But I mean, those guys were just throwing lookout blocks the whole time, just letting the guys through and hollering "look out" on their way by. You know what I mean? It was a poor performance in the trenches. I felt like is where it started, which is terrible too, since they have like the highest paid offensive line in football. That's usually very consistent on it, and I mean they were just getting manhandled up front. Wentz didn't have time. They got down quick early, so he was just throwing up shit that was not acceptable. So, I mean, it is what it is in that scenario. But, I mean, they didn't have history on their side. They haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. I mean, it's division rivals. It's always going to be close.
And you
but
play them twice a year?
well, and they can't beat them in their crib every year. They play them in their crib, and they can't take them. So they haven't for 7 seasons straight now. So, I mean, on paper they should have beat them, but as they always say, there's a reason why they play the games, and that was why.
Absolutely. I echo the sentiment of both of you. They definitely both showed up and shit the bed. I'm not going to waste a lot of time talking about a team that won't be present, you know what I mean, in the playoffs. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a bed shitting from the past. And it's going to be a perfect segue into the first playoff game that we cover. So I know you guys all remember this disgusting display when we were all a bit younger. I got no audio here, so jump in and break this down. Break your disgust down.
Well, Jerome Bettis been scoring all year from the 1-yard line. It fumbles it up the middle, and then the Colts player picks it up and has nothing but green grass in front of him. Defensive back, way quicker than, I don't know, a slow-ass quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger, but decides to take a piss-poor angle and lets Big Ben tackle him by the shoelaces.
Why would you not hit the fucking sideline?
I don't know, bro. Just go
What
right.
is he doing?
Just go. You got him. He ain't going to catch you. But, yeah, it's notoriously terrible.
That's inexcusable.
Well,
Nate, do you remember this from your childhood?
It just popped up on my screen for some reason.
Yeah, well,
but no, I don't.
This day will live in infamy.
For the Colts,
I mean, the Colts could have really did a major upset there. But like I said, perfect segue into our first playoff game. I'm not going to pull that up right away. First, I want to just look at the landscape here. This is the playoff picture here. These are our matchups that we're going to be breaking down today. We're just going to run through the AFC, and then we're going to run right through the NFC. Guys, playoff football is in the fucking atmosphere. Do you feel it?
I'm so excited. A lot of teams up there I'm not surprised, and a couple teams up there I'm definitely surprised is up there.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm surprised at Mike Tomlin's behavior after they backdoored their way into the playoffs. I mean, this guy slapped his quarterback on the chest, went to the media the press conference, provided them with absolutely nothing, and for some reason he was in a rush to get to the locker room. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Only seems fitting under these circumstances, but let's start with the 4th and 8. What was the discussion during the timeout and the call that you guys made?
You know what? It was one of those plays that we ended up changing a little bit.
All right, Coach, go ahead.
All right. That's Steelers Ravens right there, man. I just can't say enough.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Man's on a mission when he stumps into that locker room. Oh, wait, what's this? What is he doing? Oh my god. Well,
there you go.
I think we don't have to, wonder anymore, why he was in such a rush to get to the locker room. But Eric, it's on you. You got the Chiefs. Big favorite for obvious reasons. In there with these underdog Steelers. How does this play out?
Yeah, I mean, Coach had to hit the TikTok, bro. He had to get that video in there real quick. I mean, like we said, they backdoored their way into this. I mean, they barely won that game against a depleted Ravens team that's been banged up all season, in overtime. And then they had to have the Colts lose and all that jazz to get in as well. So,
divine intervention.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I think the everything gets right this week on it, and the Chiefs definitely dog walk them. Their defense has been like their Achilles heel at the start of the season, but they came on strong after that and carried the team for a while. And they've just been playing very opportunistic, and I think that they take this one easily.
I give it to you, Lord Nate.
I think that Big Ben has had his day in the sun, and I don't think that it's going to go well. I think the Chiefs are going to hurt their feelings and humiliate them, I'm sure. Unfortunately.
Well, it's funny that you say that. You know, Ben has had his day in the sun, and apparently, you know, he's had his day inside a woman's panties unconsensually. But that's another story.
Yeah.
The game. Let's get back to the game. All right. The Chiefs are an obvious favorite. Is it just me, or when you watch the Pittsburgh Steelers play offense, doesn't it seem like everything is just a lot more labored? Like it's just like, oh, he just barely got the motherfucker there. You know what I mean? Every time, or not at all. You know what I mean? Like this team is not prolific in any shape, way, or form offensively. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're done. You know, they got players at the receiver, at the wideout position that can get it done. Running back that can move his legs from time to time. Veteran leadership quarterback, but they're done. But Mike Tomlin, his whole career as a Steelers head coach, not one losing season. So if I'm taking anything away from that, that's what I'm taking away from it. So that being said, guys, this isn't close. What do you guys got to add? Chiefs.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, Najee Harris is a good runner. He had a great rookie season. T.J. Watt tied the sack record from Strahan with an extra game this year and stuff on it. But yeah, I mean, they got good players around there. They might say competitive early, but I just don't see it being sustainable.
Absolutely not. Nate, anything
I'll
else
say
to add?
Chiefs by 2 scores at least.
I'm comfortable with that. You comfortable
Double
with that,
digits. Double digits, we'll say.
I'm comfortable with that, but like I said, the Steelers might cover the first half if you're like a real better in it. You know what I mean? Like they might still be in it close at halftime to where they're under the points for that.
All right. We're going to go ahead and move forward. And the next game we're going to cover is a rematch. You got the New England Patriots, the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, 0 degrees, very, very cold. This is a rematch. The first game, the Patriots didn't pass the ball. It was adverse, weather in that game. Wind chill. The wind was like crazy. They won 14-10, I believe. And then the Bills had their revenge. You know what I mean? And that's where we sit. It's to you first now, Nate. So I'll give it to you, and I'll also put up both of these team schedules so everybody can see what we're dealing with. Nate, what do you got in this game?
Honestly, I haven't watched much of these two teams, but I know Bill Belichick knows how to win. So I'm going to pick Patriots. I know Bills have a young team, and they're hungry right now. But Bill Belichick, man, he finds ways to win games, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go all the way, honestly.
I'd be fucking surprised. Eric?
Yeah, I'd be thoroughly shocked. And you was kind of off. You said they didn't pass the ball in the first game. Do not take Mac Jones' 3 pass attempts away from him. Like he made a concerted effort with those 3 pass attempts. But
I guess that was really meaningful. Shame on me. How dare me?
Exactly. The you know what I noticed first was the audacity. But no, yeah, I think the Patriots are just a little too young. I mean, I feel like because of Belichick's coaching and stuff and that staff and the veteran leadership, they kind of overachieved this season from what their real potential is. The Bills have been beaten at the door at being better than them for the past few years, and I think they finally left and bound over it. And I say they take him out easily. I think Mac Jones is going to get put in a bad position because they're going to get down early. and we're going to see the rookiness come out of them, and they can't run the ball. That's their big thing. They've been using them as a game manager and running the ball a lot this season. But if they get down early to the Bills, I just don't see him being able to do that. They're going to have to throw, and he's going to get slightly exposed. And I think the Bills beat him by a couple of scores in this one.
I mean, like Leonardo DiCaprio said in Catch Me If You Can, Tom Hanks, great movie. I concur, sir. This is the rookie quarterback. I mean, these guys, everybody's like, oh, and let me get this out. I completely have all the confidence in Bill Belichick. He's the best to ever do it. You know what I mean? I can say that. I will say that. I did say it. But at the end of the day, this is a rookie quarterback. Everybody was, up in arms, had their hands in the air, waving them like they just didn't care. Oh, the Patriots are first place. They're first place. They're probably going back to the Super Bowl. This is a rookie quarterback. Last 4 games in the season, 1-3. You got beat by the only fucking playoff team that you played in those last 4 games, being the Bills, who you're playing right now. And the only team you were able to beat was the fucking Jaguars. So no, you're showing who you are. You couldn't keep your position ahead of the AFC. What did you slip to? 6, 7? What was it? Something like that. At the end of the day, you're right where you need to be. And I feel like you kind of lucked your way by a cushy schedule into the playoffs to begin with. But yeah, the Patriots take a first-round exit. Mac Jones is just not that guy yet. He's not. Anybody got something else to add?
Yeah, you said they lost to they beat the Jaguars on I forgot to say that with the Colts and the Jaguars game, that not only were the Jaguars the worst team in the NFL, but they were so terrible that they still managed to keep the first overall pick after they beat the
with
Colts.
The win.
So with the win. So that's how bad.
Shame on those Lions.
We're going out there and getting a win.
Nate, you got anything else to add before we move on?
Nope.
All right, we're going to move right along then to the next game. And, you got the Bengals and Burrow, and you got the Raiders and Carr. You know what I mean? I'm going to put up their schedule here. Not their schedule, their key defeats. Okay? They both got beat by the Bears. Can everybody that's sitting here today agree that the Bears are trash?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes,
the
sir.
Bears are trash. But the Raiders also lost to the Giants, the football team. The two lost to the Chiefs. I can understand that, but they lost to the team they're playing first round in the playoffs. On the flip side, the Bengals dropped the ball to the Bears, the Jets, the Browns, and the Chargers, not one of which made the damn playoffs. But before I let you guys do your take, both of these teams got beat by the Bears.
Bears are what we thought they were. They're what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Man.
Let 'em off
Hey,
the
if you
damn
want to
hook.
crown them, crown their asses. They didn't make the playoffs, but they beat both of these guys. Nate, it's on you. Who you got?
I'm going to go with, honestly, it's a toss-up for me. That's a close one. I'm going to go with Bengals. I think Joe Burrow, he's rolling right now. I think they've got some vibes going on there. Derek Carr, I don't know. There's something about him I can't vibe with. I don't know. But I'm going to go Bengals. I don't think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be by a field goal or so, probably. 3 points, probably. It's going to be close, but I want to say Bengals.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely on the Bengals bandwagon with it. Joe Burrow has been playing great this season, excelled in his sophomore year. Jamar Chase, we see why he was the consensus number 1 overall receiver in this year's draft. I mean, he's just lightning in a bottle. So yeah, and to be honest, their defense has been putting up really good stats too, with not any big names on it. It's a true no-name defense, and they're out there putting up good stats. I know they've had a few losses here and there and some suspect games. I mean, everybody's got a little bit of that. They're all playing professional teams, so you're going to come across that occasionally. But I'm just a big fan of a lot of big wins this weekend, and I think the Bengals definitely beat the brakes off of the Raiders, who luckily slid in there with a narrow victory and overtime game this past weekend.
Well, Eric, let me step in and say this. The Raiders are all gas, no brakes, because they've had the brakes beat off of them several times already. The good teams don't just beat them, they beat the shit out of them. You see what the fucking Chiefs did to these guys not once, but twice? 41 and 48 points respectively? Get the fuck out of here. You're supposed to know these guys.
Yeah, and I mean
danger.
You showed the graphic where the Bengals beat them 32-12. So the Bengals beat them by 20 on it earlier this season already as well. So I don't see much more different going on in this one.
I'm seeing more of the same. You know, the Raiders did what they had to do to get into the postseason. Big ups to them for that. But that's where the ups start. Or stop, rather. It's down from here.
One thing that made me a big...
I got the Bengals all day. Go ahead, Nate.
One thing that made me a Bengals believer, especially Burrow, was when they beat the Chiefs. That was a close game, tough game, and the way they came back and finished it out, that definitely made me a little bit more of a believer in their team overall. So, yeah, I'm definitely confident the Bengals are going to take that dub.
Yeah, so put that in perspective. The Chiefs beat the hell out of the Raiders twice. The Bengals beat the Chiefs and beat the hell out of the Raiders as well. Bengals. It's no secret here. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. End of story. Let's go ahead and move on. And guys, it's that time again.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be the first team ever to host a Super Bowl. The Bucs have punched their ticket to Super Bowl 55. Tom Brady, you're the real deal. The Bucs win. Bucs win. Tampa Bay is heading to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I got that all messed up. Everybody's all mixed up here. Let me fix that. There we go. Hold on. All right. There we go. Eric, you got something for us?
No, I was tearing up a little bit on that one. I'm sorry. That's a very emotional time for me. I was very happy. Go sit down, bud. It was a very happy time in my life. It was a great day. I can't complain about that. And, it's been a long time since we got, the ring, and I was glad to get one from last season and looking forward to the back-to-back performance. Spoiler alert. But yes, today we got the bourbon pick of the wild card weekend, and we went with the Jefferson's Ocean weeded mash bill store pick. It's an interesting one.
So interesting.
They mixed up the mash bill on this one. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
They mixed up the mash bill with the weeded mash bill on this one, and the Jefferson's Ocean's a very bourbon. They throw it on shipping containers. It goes all over the world for like 18 months. Gets a little saltiness in there from the ocean journey. Crosses the equator a dozen times or so, and it's just a very complex and interesting bourbon. And the weeded mash bill really shines through on this one. So definitely a good pick if you come across it.
Definitely a great
description. That's a good ad.
Definitely
that's a good ad right there.
Now.
Yeah,
right?
That's good.
One does what one can.
Well, you did well, sir. What's going on with this game, though?
But with that being said, Tampa all the way. The rushing attack's going to get shut down. Jalen Hurts is going to have to throw the ball a bit, and I think our secondary's been playing opportunistic enough to make it happen. But Tom Brady, this offense, it's too much for them, and I feel like we win in dynamic fashion. Another in a string of blowouts that I feel like is going to happen in, this weekend. So go Bucks.
Well, yeah, it doesn't seem like wild card weekend is going to be a pretty scene. Nate, what you got?
That's easy. I mean, the Bucks. I mean, they're rolling right now. Philly, I think they'll be exposed. Jalen Hurts can only do so much. I think he'll be pressured. Defense will be all over it, and he's gonna just get sloppy. But yeah, Bucks for sure on that one.
I mean, I'm sure the Bucks is the obvious sexy pick here. They're the defending Super Bowl champions. But let's not forget these guys are capable of laying eggs.
They almost got beat by the Jets.
mediocrity.
You almost get beat
Yeah.
by the Jets. That makes you question them a little bit. So,
I
of
mean,
course,
they
there's a
did
little
get beat by
hesitancy
the
there.
Saints. I mean, everybody's lost games here. Let's not try to sugarcoat it. But at the end of the day, you know, the Eagles do have a formidable defense when they're properly motivated. They're the most quiet playoff team in this tournament, who somehow locked up the number 7 seed before 6 was even locked up. How the fuck does that work? Doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that there's no guarantees here. I don't see this being a blowout. I do see that the Buccaneers are the better team here. I'm not going to cap in that regard. Buccaneers are definitely the better team, but they still got to suit up and play. Who do I pick? Of course, I'm picking the Bucks. But what I'm saying is, this is probably going to be one of the 2 good games of the weekend. Because I guess there's a few more, but I think there's some other good ones too that we haven't got to. But I got the Bucks. Anybody else?
I just want to point out, you say you got the Bucks and that but it could be a good game, but I just want to point out that the playoffs are a completely different atmosphere. And I've seen a statistic today where Tom Brady has 34 playoff victories, and the highest team in the NFL history is the Patriots with 37. So if the Patriots lose in the wild card and Tom Brady goes on and wins the Super Bowl, he'll have more playoff victories than any team in NFL history by himself, not just a whole franchise. So I'm definitely rolling.
I mean, that's great. I mean, Tom
Rolling
Brady's
with Tom
doing great
on it,
things
for
for
sure.
himself. He's doing great things for other people. I mean, I remember Eli Manning rode the wild card the wild card train on the road all the way to the Super Bowl twice. You know what I mean? And rode all the way to Canton on fucking Brady's backside. So he's doing a lot of positive shit. He's not just a regular player. He's great. I get it.
They're gonna go ahead and give him a golden award for it, probably too.
Yeah, go and crown his ass. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and leave up the Bucks. No, I'm not. No. Let's get that down. Because we're done with the Bucks. We all picked the Bucks. We're done with the Bucks. You know what time it is now. You know what I mean? You know what time it is. And yeah, represent. Fucking Zen. You feel me?
Man.
Anyways, listen. I don't know if you guys have saw this footage. You might have.
Sure.
It's been all over the internet. Maybe it hasn't. Anyways, listen. Debo's coming to town, guys. And that's why all these Cowboys are up in arms right now.
Better hide your bike. Debo's coming to get them.
Have Zeke tuck his chain. Have Zeke tuck his chain in.
Wow, way to, let the cat out of the bag. Guys, have you seen this?
Who? Debo.
Just tuck mine in.
Just tuck it in.
Let's get into it, man.
Wow. I just can't believe I haven't seen
Debo
that.
fucking Samuel. Let's go.
Whoa. Look at this shit. Look at this nigga. Look at this motherfucking
such a
beast.
monster.
Look at this. Whoa. Hold on. Get the fuck out of me, pussy. Oh, shit. Look at this shit. Running.
Easy.
Touchdown. Easy. But hold my dick.
My dick.
Love it, dude.
Let's go.
This shit was
He
so
is so
nasty.
fucking hard to tackle.
Look at this
You
shit. How the
cannot
fuck
tackle
you
that
get
dude.
through all
Physical.
these motherfuckers? Look at this shit. Whoa, get the fuck off me, bitch. Pussy. Hey, you little nigga, get off me. Child's play. Look at this nigga, though. I never seen a nigga put his team on the back.
I'm back like that,
But
though.
look at this shit. I gotta do this shit.
Hey, we were there, Marcel. We was right
Yeah, we
there.
were in the house.
No, you can't take me down. You need more than that. Hey, little boy. Little boy. Damn, a Superman, though. Look at this shit, though. So much
man.
determination, though. I never seen this before in the NFL, though. A nigga put his team on the back like that, though. Look at this nigga, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Homie's the truth for sure.
Hope
And you
right, guys. Debo's
yeah,
a
too much
beast.
fun with that.
You know what I mean?
What
I
a
always go
specimen.
first. I always go first because this is my team. But this is your team too, Nate.
Yes,
By
sir.
all means, the floor is yours, sir.
I just can't speak enough about what we've done. We've lost some silly games, but we've won some even bigger games. Of course, that Bengals overtime comeback. Jimmy Garoppolo can do it under pressure with the tools we have. George Kittle. I mean, Brandon Ayuk has been stepping up like crazy. Juwan Jennings, that dude, has been balling out. We're not even going to talk about Mitchell and Samuel. That's obvious. But George Kittle, obviously, is the big question. What George are we going to get? Or what Jimmy are we going to get? Sorry. We'll have to see. But I think we'll do it. I know we're capable of it. We just got to get the right Jimmy G out there. Our defense, Arden Key, that dude's been balling out lately. Been hearing his name a lot lately. So our corners are still what's a little iffy for me. Was it Johnson? What's that guy who took Norman's spot? Isn't he a
Josh
Johnson?
Norman's spot.
I think it's a Johnson. But that dude, he played pretty good the last couple games. So that's the main weakness I see is our corners. So we get that taken care of a little bit. I think we'll be able to take care of Dallas. So let's go, Niners.
Well, I mean, Nate, I'm kind of disappointed in you, bro. I mean, your words have such speculation in them. You know what I mean? I'm fucking
Oh, I
certain
know.
we're getting it done. Niners
Yeah,
are
I know.
going into the Big D, pulling up like Debo just did on them weak ass boys, and he's gonna
Yeah.
fucking be a beast on the night. Yeah, Cowboys going home. First fucking round, and like I've been saying all season, 2021, the Super Bowl's in 22, where we are now, champions. That's right, it starts here. We are
Yeah.
the dark horse, the X Factor, coming for the fucking Lombardi, and we're gonna get that. Cowboys fans, oh, they got so many weapons. They've been blowing out teams. 6 fucking games in the NFC least. Yeah, the Eagles backed their way into the playoffs. Who else did you beat? The Saints? Do I need a catalog? You played dog. You had a cushy schedule all fucking year. Of course you won the games. You know what? Since halfway through the season, who's got the best record in the league? The San Francisco 49ers. That's who. The hottest team going into the playoffs. We're getting the dub. And fuck what you're talking about if you disagree. Eric.
Man, I mean, what else can I say about the Niners that hasn't already been said, I guess, on it? Yeah, I mean, the most creative rushing attack in the league, the way they use Debo in the backfield and stuff. He's obviously a man among boys. I don't know if I'd go as far as the description I heard about him this past weekend, where they referred to him as a thick receiver that's very powerful from the waist down. But, people get a little excited. People get a little excited in their descriptions about players.
Wow.
So it is what it is. But, yeah, I mean,
Sound like they were talking about his endowment, but go ahead.
Yeah, and they, he was talking about the corners. I mean, that's what won him, sealed the deal in the game last week. It was in overtime. They got that interception in overtime to seal the deal. So obviously, the corners have been putting up an admirable performance. The big X factor, I think, though, is that man, I think Micah Parsons has just been doing some ridiculous defensive rookie of the year stuff for the Cowboys. And I think he's going to be a nightmare to match up with. And I think he's going to be a game changer. Go out there and shut the door, please. Okay. Yeah, little kids, you know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, Dallas does have a good offense and stuff as well. They got weapons everywhere. Playing at home, I think this one's the good game. This one's going to be the closest game of the week. And I definitely think the Cowboys pull this one out just to be devil's advocates and everybody else wants the Niners. So,
bro, the Cowboys gave up 26 points and over 100 and some yards to the fucking Eagles fucking practice team with their number ones. They suck at stopping the football. We're one of the best at doing that. Like, come on, bro. Fuck the devil. You don't got to be his advocate.
Fuck the devil, dude.
You got anything to add to this, Nate, before we move on?
No. Fucking go Niners. I like your confidence, Marcel. I'm just iffy sometimes on Jimmy Garoppolo, but I know we'll win.
Oh, it's genuine. It's genuine. I'm iffy on Jimmy G too. I'm just confident with our team as a whole.
Oh, I know.
All right.
Just hand that ball off. Just
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're the best at that. Let's go. All right. Last game, guys. Rematch. Third game between the Arizona Cardinals, who came out red hot. Everybody thought this was Kyler Murray's MVP season. You know, he missed a game or two or whatever it was. They keep losing games. They couldn't clinch, the division. They couldn't clinch the playoffs when they had the ability to do it on their own and lock up a bye, lock up first round bye. You know what I mean? They've been playing like shit. The Rams, it's not like they've been playing a lot better. Division game again, guys. Third game that these guys are competing, together. So I guess my question going forward, and I'll give it to you first, Eric. The Rams bet the bag. They mortgage their future. Do they make a swift playoff exit?
I don't think so, man. I still think they have the
Waddle's
better
out there.
team. I still think they have the better team. They just got their best running back, Cam Akers, back from injury. He was injured in the preseason with an Achilles injury, I believe, and he just got back last week. They lost to the Niners, but we've discussed at length the Niners' prowess on it. So, and the Seahawks haven't been playing good, and they still were able to beat the Cardinals handily last weekend. So, just coming into it, both of them coming off a loss. I think that the better team is definitely the Rams, and I think they find a way to win this one.
Hey, well said, sir. Well said.
I agree 100%. I think the Rams are going to come back a little angry that we just beat them, and I definitely think they're going to win. So enough said on that one.
All right. Well, short and sweet. I like that. What's going on with Hopkins? Was he just done for the season as a whole? No chance of coming back in the playoffs? I mean, it's a different team when he's on the field. But
yeah, I'm not sure what the prognosis is on him.
Yeah, well, it'd have been nice if they had him available, but they don't unless I miss something. So I will say this: the Cardinals are capable of explosive plays. And obviously Kyler Murray can get out there and scoot a little bit with his legs, a lot of it really. But you know what I mean? Again, what Nate said, I'm gonna echo his sentiment, what he said. These guys are gonna be hungry coming in. They just ended the season with a sour taste in their mouths. And as I put, they bet the bag, they mortgage the future. They cannot have a first round playoff exit. Cannot happen. So I am going to pick the Rams to advance, and if they find their way further than that, even, I can't wait to play them again. But
Cooper Kupp
Rams
is
in
balling
this
out. You can't hide his talent.
Oh yeah, good point. And that reminds me, as my lights cut off, Cooper Kupp. These guys were all about Cooper Kupp breaking the record. You know what I mean? They were. You know what I mean? Just talking about that. Bro, he has an extra game. He didn't really get the record. Are you guys impressed? Obviously, he had a great season.
Very impressive.
I mean, record, come on, guys.
I mean,
All
it's
those
going to
records that are-
happen. Go ahead,
Go
Nick.
ahead.
I was just going to say all the records that are going to be broken, especially with a new game, they just need to make sure that they remember that because, one game, that's a pretty big difference. So some of these records should, I don't know, definitely makes you
It's part of
tally
the
a
game,
little bit
man.
different.
It's part of the game, though. Nobody's sitting here talking about these guys that had these records at 12 games or 14
Right.
games. You know what I mean? When they did it, there was
I was
records
going to
back
bring that
then.
up.
I'm just saying there was records back then that are lost to the annals of history that nobody gives two
Yeah.
shits about. Eventually,
That's
it's going to
true.
be the same thing. It's just part of the process. The more teams you get, the bigger the sport gets, the more games they're adding and stuff like that on it. It's happened over the past 5 decades that they've kept increasing it. Now, there's some that are still super impressive, like Dick Night Train Lane's 14 interceptions in a 12-game season that, still's not getting touched and stuff like that, it gives them
Yeah.
even more clout to carry on that because of how impressive it was that nobody can do it in 17 games what he did in 12. But as far as the passing records, that's all going by the wayside. Brady broke the completion record this season. I mean, the receiving yards, all that stuff's going to happen sooner rather than later with how pass happy the league is. So we're just going to have to take it with a grain of salt and accept it as the evolution of the game. And like I said, our kids are never going to be talking about, oh, these guys in the 16-game season and shit. They're going to be talking about how impressive this guy's record is that he got in an 18-game season. So it is what it is.
It's watered down, bro. It makes me respect Jerry Rice for what he did in 14 games and how long that record holds. But it is what it is. I'm not going to be that even more of a homer than I've already been. But guys, it's been fun. Thanks for coming on. Do either of you have anything to add before we get the hell out of here?
Go Niners.
Yeah, and the record thing, though, there was one record that I think is far less impressive in the earlier games, and that is the sorry-ass my 72 Dolphins undefeated season that they did in 14 games, and now they're 17. Like, that's one of them that's not going to get more impressive as it goes along because it's getting harder. And to see them shaky old men still popping bottles of champagne is an annoyance to me, to say the least. So I just want to throw that one out there.
Stop being a hater, bro.
I'm a hater for sure on that.
Them up in the morning.
I don't give a good goddamn on it.
He said they can all fucking croak all I care.
But
right,
but
guys.
yeah, hoping for a solid, great playoff weekend. I'm just excited for playoff football to be here. Hope my squad wins, obviously, as everybody else does, but just excited to watch some good football and hopefully win a couple little parlays out there. You know how we do. And
I heard that. You can say that again.
Thanks again for having me on.
No
Yes, sir.
problem
Me
at
too.
all. I was gonna end this by asking the panel, if you will, who you guys had winning it all and why, but that would be the biggest waste of time ever. All right. So, with that being said, guys, championship rounds. We'll be back next week. Another playoff episode. Probably be an MMA show in between somewhere, I'm sure. But thanks for watching. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, turns the wheels, circles the wagons, all the way out of the playoffs with the Buffalo Bills. Listen, we're getting to that 100 mark. Finally hit 50. Onwards and upwards to 100. Until next time, stay frosty.
I said, to the end, I'm all on my own. To the end, I gotta stay strong. They pretending so I got no friends. I told these niggas and bitches I'm solo dolo. And when they call, I don't answer no Marco Polo. I told them I got the game up in a chokehold. You niggas turned to a snake, y'all broke a bro code. You out here living the fate, and like we don't know. Portray that image, you lame. Maybe you just for the fame. Maybe you just want attention, so you surrounded by lame. Yeah, they been hyping your head up, cause they been going through the same. That's on the ground like you up, whole time you be scuffing change. Ooh, it's slow burning. My mind is twisting and turning. Ooh, I'm still learning. But little Draco got fire life earned. Ooh, don't play me stupid, my name is not Ernest. I'm winning. I got what you want, go little baby, call me Willie. Hop up in the party, do my dance like I'm Diddy. And I take that nigga bitch, not a little nigga shit. I don't need money, till flex, I've been stunning. When I get on, I'm gon' wonder who love me. I want a bitch, but I wonder who for me. Treat me like a king, man, I wanna be a poor. To the end, I'm all on my own.